Hey, what's up everybody? Hope all is well. What's a driving game to you? For some it's about the racing, others collecting cars, maybe cruising with friends, or how about just chilling out and taking in the sights? Good news, no matter what, Forza Horizon 5 has you covered. Also, is it Forza or Forza? I think that's still up for debate. It's an objectively great game. Hands down, the most complete, feature-rich, and curated driving experience in gaming today. The only area it, for lack of a better term, falls short is in the hyper-realistic simulation aspect, but Horizon's never been about that. No, this game is for everyone. No matter what your thing is, it caters to you. It makes you feel like there's a huge, living, citywide festival taking place, but you and the thing you chose to do in that moment are the star of the show. But don't take just my word for it. Look at the OpenCritic score. It's the highest rated game of the entire year on every platform. A driving game, that's wild. These are the same guys making the new Fable, by the way, so I'm super excited. It's one of those rare games you just play. Fun comes first, accomplishments and score are secondary. It's rife with things to do and achieve, but you're never pushed or forced into those things. Instead, Playground Games just sort of gives you this amazing sandbox and says, go have fun, whatever that means to you. So it's great, but in a way, it feels like Forza Horizon 4.5 to me. The evolution here is subtle, proper, and complete. It's immediately recognizable and familiar to anyone who's played a previous release. Most notably, the map is larger, and the graphics are better, but other than that, just take Forza 4, add more of everything, and you've got Forza 5. Nothing earth-shattering, or groundbreaking, or even new, really. Just a proper sequel, albeit played safe. Forza 5 was developed by Playground Games and published by Xbox Game Studios. It launched November 9, 2021. It's available on PC and consoles for $60 though. Worth noting, it's also on Game Pass. We say that a lot lately. Sorry, Sony. In summary, Forza Horizon is an open-world racing game set in real-world locations, faithfully recreated as accurately as possible. Colorado, France, Italy, Australia, Great Britain, and now Mexico. You attend a fictitious driving festival and compete in various racing activities that award you money and cars. As you play, your garage grows in both quantity and quality. The point of it all is, in my opinion, to simply experience all the game has to offer. The score is kept, but it's of little consequence or import. Forza 5 has the largest map to date, roughly 50% larger than Horizon 4. It has a campaign as well as multiplayer modes for up to 12 people. It's also cross-platform and has smart delivery. Hallmarks of the series include an open world and free roaming, extensive car variety and customization, and what is almost undeniably the widest and best music selection of any game. Seriously, the soundtrack is mega good. It's also mega copyrighted, thus it's not in this video, but I mean, it's got the Beastie Boys if that's any indication. Let's talk about the cars. To start, there are over 500, yes, 500 at launch from dozens of manufacturers. The festival playlists, expansions, and DLC will add hundreds more over the coming years. You obtain cars through several means. First and foremost, you can straight up buy them. You can also receive them as prizes for winning races or completing challenges. When you level up, you get a wheel spin that can sometimes award you a car. The Forza shop. Alrighty then. There are barn finds, and finally, there's an auction house where players sell directly to one another. So it's not just a money thing where you grind and save up for the dream car. You're constantly getting tons of cars, frequently via many means. Let's talk about the graphic presentation. It is Forza after all. First things first, I think it's good. It's actually fantastic, but there is one major disappointment. Ray tracing is only in Forza Vista mode. Clear sign to me they knew this game was going to be cross-generational, but it is what it is and we're stuck with it for now. But Forza Vista, wow, this is a serious showcase for the cars. The sound design is also equally as impressive. They're real authentic sounds and they change based on your viewing position. It's so good I'll often flip through views just to hear them all. And one last thing, playing the game awards you car mastery points. Think of this like XP and leveling up like in an RPG. When you level up, you get a car mastery point that you can spend on any car in your collection and receive certain perks. It's a nice little touch. Now that you've got some cars, let's talk about upgrading and tuning them. So every car can be upgraded and tuned to near Knight Rider levels, and there are some important considerations to make here because everything costs money. So example, say you're going to upgrade your engine. Well, typically you might think I want the biggest, fastest thing possible, but not so much. How you plan to use that car can dictate which engine is best. For off-roading as an example, a smaller, lighter, higher revving engine is probably going to perform better than a giant, heavy V8 with a less optimal torque curve.
Ring! You don't want to hear about that, Vault Hunter! You want to hear about loot and packs and explosions!
No, not that torque. No. Sheesh. Other things, like your tires' suspension, can be further focused. Dirt tires, drag tires, racing tires, and so on. All of these upgrades affect your car's speed, handling, acceleration, launch, braking, and off-road capabilities, and worth noting, they aren't always a full straight upgrade. A roll cage, for example, makes your handling better, but adds weight and hurts your speed. Once you purchase the upgrades, you can tune them. This can get pretty deep, but think things like gearing ratios and wheel camber, stuff like that. I personally don't tune my cars, I just upgrade parts, but for the people into that sort of thing, it's here for you. And finally, once you buy the parts, you own them permanently, so you can swap back and forth among various configurations to suit your needs. Customizations in Forza are pretty impressive, I gotta admit. You can customize both your avatar and car, but I'm just gonna touch briefly on the car portion.
I heard you can customize your own lightsaber.
So basically you can paint everything on it any way you want. There are a ton of pre-provided colors, you can make your own. In addition to the paints, there are vinyls and decals you can apply to spice things up, and all the customizations are savable and can be applied to other cars in your garage. Oh, and you can also customize your license plate. Look at that, it fits perfectly. You'll never run out of things to do in Forza 5. The game is packed. At times, it can almost be overwhelming. A lot of games suffer from that paralysis by analysis thing where there's so much to do, you're unsure what to do, you know what I mean? But not here. It's all laid out nicely in the world map. Each event and each race type are easily identifiable by unique icons. So to start, there's the campaign. This is just a series of chapters that introduces you to all the various content types. Upon completion, you'll have experienced pretty much a slice of everything the game has to offer. Now that all the content types are unlocked, you simply start playing the game how you'd like. You can focus on certain race types or just cruise around and race whatever you come across. There's the festival playlist, comprised of 4 seasons that rotates weekly. Each season brings with it new races, events, challenges, and weather, and by the way, the weather in this game is fantastic. Beyond the playlist, you can do the free roam thing. Just look at the map, pick a race or something to do, drive there, and start doing it. Rinse and repeat. And there are countless race and event types. Street racing, off-road, drag racing, expeditions, and there are random huge events that are tough to classify, like the Eliminator Battle Royale. I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm not even sure what to expect, you know? All the content I mentioned in this section have unique car requirements and offer rewards like cars, money, accolades, and Forza points. A quick word about graphics and performance. I played on both Xbox and PC. Xbox is pretty much flawless, and in my opinion, the best way to experience the game. On PC, it's also fantastic, but it really misses out unless you... I'm not even gonna fucking do graphics and performance because there's no ray tracing. It's just whatever, it's pretty. What else am I gonna say, you know? So, final thoughts. Like I said in my introduction, Forza 5 is an objectively great game. It's not just worth playing, but it's worth trying to play. They talk about system sellers. Well, Forza 5 is at absolute least a Game Pass seller. It's got pretty much everything you could ask for in the genre, and it continues to set the bar in my opinion. There's an obscene amount of stuff to do, and it looks phenomenal while doing it. I enjoyed it, but if I could make just one critique, I'd say because it's more evolution than revolution, I sometimes found myself saying, been here, done that. And as a result, it didn't quite grab me the way Forza 4 did. How to fix that is a big question, but I suspect they knew Forza 5 would be bridging generations, and thus they just couldn't go crazy on the tech or revolutionary features. Regardless, thank you Playground Games for another outstanding entry in the franchise. And give us ray tracing for crying out loud. And with that, I'm done. I appreciate you taking the time. Take care of one another, and I will see you soon.